Welcome everybody to this concert. It took a lot of effort to make this and a lot of time. I want to thank everybody who contributed and donated. I'm proud to say that as of last night, we've raised $4,721. That's almost double of my original goal. So there were a few donators and supporters who donated, but they were just not in time to get on the final poster. So I just want to thank EJ's Pizza, Best Plot, and Sterling Ballet for contributing and I'm just making them notice. Yeah. I want to especially thank Daniel Osen, Eliana Wagner, Ari Hiller, Ariel Lieb, and Yaakov Davidowitz for helping out over there running tickets and selling snacks. They wanted to be here to help. There is no salary involved. I wanted to especially also thank Azriel Rubinstein, who lent me his speakers for the event. So thank you, Azriel. Lots of people ask me, why did I choose Autism Speaks? So it really comes to that. I have an autistic cousin. He's 11 years old and lives in California. He was not able to make it to my bar mitzvah, so this is pretty much my way of showing that I'm still thinking of him, even if he's not here. So, yeah. Here today to speak is one of my former teachers, Rabbi Minchenberg. He's the father of an autistic child, so I thought it would be nice if he came in to talk. So, Rabbi Minchenberg.
Is the microphone necessary? Could I do that one? I'm good. Okay, I'd rather. Thank you. So as Max said, first of all, kol kavod. I was like, when he first contacted me about raising money for autism awareness, I was like, wow, that's amazing, that's fantastic. Because as Max said, I do have an almost 11-year-old son who is autistic, and I never even heard of the word autism really, until my son was diagnosed when he was approximately 3.5 years old. And so we didn't know what that meant. We knew that he was different, that he didn't play like other children played. If he was given a doll to play with, he would walk on top of it. If there was something on the other side of the room that he wanted, he would walk through people in order to get there, almost as if there was no one else in the room. And if that meant pushing children aside or people aside in order to get there, we just thought he was just very focused on what he wanted and didn't really think more about it. And it was almost like he had good days and not so good days. And so we had no name for this. We were just like, oh, he's just being shmua. But we didn't, and we were told I remember once being told by my parents after a chag, he's like, you know, you really need to take control of your child. Like, he's out of control. And we were like, there's more to it than this, but we just don't know what it is. So we didn't have a response. We just said, yes, thank you for the good advice, and we will certainly take that under advisement. But we didn't know exactly what to do. Nothing seemed to work that had been working with our two other children until we brought our son, with my wife's encouragement, we brought our son to be evaluated. And we found out then that all of a sudden the doctor gave us, oh, your son is on the autistic spectrum. We didn't know what that meant. He was like, what does that mean? Well, it means that there are some children who are just socially unaware. They're unaware of the fact that there are people around them. They're in literally their own world. And their world makes complete sense to them, and the rest of the world makes absolutely no sense. And so whatever you expect them to do because you want them to do it has no relevance to what they want to do. If they want to do something, they're going to do it. And they'll do it because they want to. And if that happens to be what you want, well, that just works out for the both of you. And if it happens to be not what you want, well, too bad for you and good for me, because I got to do what I wanted. So, and we learned very quickly that, and we all of a sudden, it had a name. He wasn't just being Shmuel. He was being Shmuel because he was not seeing the world the way we were seeing it. And all of what we expected him to do wasn't necessarily how he expected to do things. And it's been a real journey and a real adventure, and we love him to pieces. And he's an unbelievable kid, but he has this major, major challenge in his life, and that is that he doesn't get to be part of the same world that we're in. He's very happy where he is. He's a very happy child. But when we come into his world and tell him that he can't do something, that's what gets him upset. And it's like going to school where everyone knows the rules except for you. And you're doing what you think is right, and you're being told, no, you can't do that. Why? Where are the rules written? Well, everyone knows the rules. I don't know them. I'll explain them to you. Yeah, but you're talking in a language I don't understand. I don't understand what you're saying. So the fact that Max picked autism to be an organization, autism awareness, to be an organization to support, I could tell you firsthand what a tremendous, tremendous tzedakah this is. Because what autism awareness does, maybe specifically, but what all organizations for autism really are doing is trying to bridge that gap, is trying to get the children who are on the autistic spectrum to help them understand our world better and to help us understand what they're thinking and to try to get into their brain and say, okay, this is how, oh wow, I didn't ever look at it that way. Now I see things a little bit more clearly. Well, we're all looking this way, they're looking this way, but they're still seeing everything. They're just looking from a different direction. And sometimes the money that could go could be for therapy to help teach the children basic skills like saying, I would like some juice, please. That's very hard. My son will say, juice, because he's able to express his needs, and he's higher on the autistic spectrum in the fact that he's able to speak. Many children don't have that ability, and they need to communicate in other means, like with a computer. So we consider ourselves fortunate in that he is able to say, I would like some juice, please. But it takes so much effort on his part, and so much teaching, and to pay for the teachers to help him do that, and to sometimes to help pay for babysitters so that we as the parents could get a break and could get a rest, because he's all energy all the time, 100%. He gives all effort, he goes all out. And that's one of his tremendous strengths. But it also can be very tiring for a family. And so that help for the money could go for something just as simple as that, as giving him an outing with somebody so that he gets to have a good time and that we get to just rest a little bit so that we have energy once again to be able to love our child the way that we should be able to love our child. So I applaud Max tremendously for the work that he's doing, and that everyone should continue to receive tremendous nachat from all of their children, and to appreciate their children wherever they are holding in their point in their lives, because they're all precious. You just have to see it from their perspective. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. Also today we have an actual person from the organization Autism Speaks here to talk a little. She's the head of fundraising. And Eileen Hopkins is here to say a few words.